Have you ever been using the revolver in the finals and thought to yourself, man, this thing is kind of weak. I want a more powerful revolver. Well, I got the perfect gun for you. This is the BFR Titan, the finals' newest single-shot gun, and it is a beast, an absolute unit of a gun. Let me show you why. First off, it'll two-shot lights to the body, or one shot to the head and one shot to the body. So definitely go for body shots, as it doesn't really make sense to go for headshots on a light. As you can see, it leaves them about 5 health. But what you can do is winch claw combo them. So if you winch claw them and then get a headshot, it will kill them. I tried to pull this off earlier. I literally could not do it because I'm a terrible shot. Mediums, you're going to 3-shot mediums to the body. That's really good. And you will 2-shot mediums to the head. Boom. Boom. You have to get 2 headshots though. If you get a headshot on body shot, it's going to leave them super low. And of course, heavies, you're going to be able to 4-shot heavies to the torso, you know, the body, which is pretty solid. And it's going to be a 3-shot to the head. Bam, bam, bam. Now, you're probably like, man, what's the draw? What's the catch on this thing? There's got to be a problem with it. Well, there's 2 problems. One, it's super inaccurate. Like, the hip firing is pretty weak. It's definitely not quite to the revolver level. You can still do it, and you probably should at about 10 meters or less. I would not go past 10 meters. You're going to be hard-pressed to hit your shots to this thing past 10 meters, especially if you're strafing. It's possible, but it's difficult. You're going to have a better time ADSing. And it's also extremely slow. The reload is slow. It fires slow. You don't move super fast with it. It is definitely a slow gun. Now, another benefit to this weapon is, unlike the revolver, it has crazy range. Like, you see that medium in the back? If you're able to hit your headshots, you will be able to absolutely annihilate anything and everything in your path. That heavy there, we already showed the heavy, not from this range, is that it's really hard. Like, in a practical game, you're not going to be hitting half your shots, and you're not going to be hitting a ton of headshots, so do keep that in mind. Unfortunately, I was really hoping this thing would kind of be like the KS-23 and have some cool destruction, but it doesn't. You're not going to be able to destroy anything with it, pretty much. It's no different than the revolver. I'll put the specs for the thing up on screen right now in case you're curious about the time to kill and the body damage and headshot damage, you know, the boring stuff, but it's definitely important to know. One more thing I wanted to do is just to prove to you guys I'm not a terrible aim. I'll pull the revolver here, and I can hit shots all day on the revolver. This thing is just so satisfying to use. It's still one of my favorite guns in the game, and the hip firing is much better on the revolver too. So it is definitely the more easily usable weapon. It's more beginner friendly, I should say. But if you're a heavy main and you want a revolver, man, just start practicing this thing, because I've already been absolutely blasted with it in game, and I've gotten some good clips. I'll link a short down below for you guys to go watch. I'll put the clip at the end of the video, like I did the little montage last time. You gotta see the clip. It's so funny. But I love this gun. It's just unfortunate it's really hard to aim with. Alright, so I want to show you guys some classes you can use with this gun. So just like the P90 video, I'm going to show you 2 classes. The first one I already have on, and this is Winch Claw, Barricade, C4, and Dome Shield. Of course, your Dome Shield, you can throw this thing down, you know, strafe into it, use it as a shield, shoot through it. I don't need to introduce that. Barricades are actually great. This gun, I use this in game. You're just going to pull those out and then start peeking. It can be really nice to get some pop shots on this thing if you can aim. And of course the C4 is great. I just wanted to run it over RPG because I've seen a lot more C4 recently, so let's just pretend these orange barrels are the cash out. Bam! You know, I just saved the cash out and killed everybody on it. And like I mentioned earlier, you can actually one-shot light combo with the BFR Titan if you winch claw them and get a headshot. So you have to do is winch claw. Oh, I failed that, but yeah, you see how it would go. You winch claw them and headshot them, and there's nothing they can do. They're just instantly dead. So what I consider the off-meta class, but also the one I was using more often than not when playing with the BFR, is this one right here. So what you're going to be using is Charge and Slam, because Charge and Slam is really fun, especially with the new destruction. I notice it's even more effective at taking buildings down now. You can easily take out half a building with one Charge and Slam. Second off is Goo Grenades. Goo Grenades are always great to have, you know, use it as a barricade, use it to traverse height, whatever you want to do. RPG, you know, great. Oh, boom, shoot, bam, bam, you know, can be a great combo. Ignore my aim. I'm not gonna keep trash on my aim. And of course, you gotta have Dome Shield. It's just the staple gadget for heavy. I feel like every heavy needs a Dome Shield. Lastly, I kind of want to talk about, will you see this weapon in ranked play? Do I think you should use it? And is it in need for a buff or a nerf? So let's just straight up say, do I think it needs a buff or a nerf? No, I actually think it's one of the most balanced weapons we've had in a long time. It's not too overpowered because it's so hard to use. The only thing I will say is I do think it is going to get nerfed. Not that I don't think it needs to be nerfed, but I think it will get nerfed. People are going to complain, especially the lights, because of the crazy range, and I guarantee you, whether it's next season or sometime this season, they're going to nerf the damage range on this thing. I really hope they don't touch the actual, like, standard damage, because that would really make this thing bad. When it comes to seeing this thing in rank play / esports, I pretty much see no esports play this thing. I highly doubt we'll see this in esports. I do think we'll see it a lot in ranked play just because it's a fun high school weapon and people like to show off their skills, and it's going to be definitely effective at getting kills at longer range. It gives the heavy some range, but I don't think heavy having range is super important, especially when you have like Winch Claw and Charge and Slam, two more up close abilities, something like the SA. Why was I kicked from the server? What? They kicked me from the server, guys. That's crazy. Was I run out of time or something? Let me go back. I'm just going to boot into a TDM here to finish up what I was saying, but I really don't envision we'll see this too much in esports. Like I said, in ranked play, we'll definitely see it a bit. And then the last thing I want to say is, should you pick it up? It's definitely worth picking up, guys. If you haven't tried this thing out, go buy it. It's 2,200 VRs. It's not a must-buy, unlike the P90. I think the P90 is a must-have for mediums, but this is definitely not a must-have for heavies. I would argue to say the 50 akimbos are better. Even though they don't have the range, I think the 50 akimbos just are a little bit better. And nobody's using a new gun but me. That's kind of surprising. You think you'd see a BFR or a P90 or something. Alright, let's see if I can get a couple kills. I gotta redeem myself with that trash aim in the practice range. Oh, I'm lagging. No, that's my excuse, but I actually am lagging. Why is it always the throwing knives? I got him! Let's go. That was some intense gameplay. While my FPS is terrible in recording, I typically don't record the finals or stream it because I knew it tanked my FPS, but I'm pretty much on all low settings. And my frames is terrible. I'm getting like 55 frames right now. Unfortunately, we didn't end up winning that game at TDM. I did terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely not meant to use the BFR Titan. It's not a gun for me. I love it. It's fun to use. I just suck with it. But guys, before you click off the video, you gotta watch this montage.